Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to our review of the Eufy Auto Empty C10 robot vacuum. This vacuum-only model is one of the most affordable robot vacuums that has an auto-empty dustbin. It also comes with a few other surprises that make it a solid option compared to other models in its price range. We bought one for ourselves and put it through all kinds of tests over the last few weeks to see if this budget-friendly robot was able to deliver on its potential. So links in the description, and let's get started. Starting off with the good stuff, one of the biggest pros for the Eufy C10 is its price. The average cost of robot vacuums with similar features that we have reviewed is about $550, where the C10 is selling for a little less than half that. The closest robot I can think to compare it with in terms of price and features is the Roomba 105 Vac, so I'll mention that model a couple times for reference during this video. The Eufy C10, like the Roomba 105 Vac, is a vacuum-only robot, which means that it does not have a mop. This is good for people who just want a vacuum, and vacuum-only robots are getting harder to come by as more and more robots are adding mops. When the C10 returns to its dock to charge, it automatically empties the contents of its internal dustbin into a disposable bag in the dock, which is a genuinely useful automation so that you don't have to empty the robot's dustbin by hand every time it runs. Eufy advertises that the dock's 3-liter disposable dust bags can go up to 60 days before needing to be replaced, but your mileage may vary. Another pro of the C10 is its very low profile. In fact, it's one of the slimmest robots we've ever tested, matching the height of Eufy's original bestseller, the Eufy 11S. The C10 stands at only 2.85 inches tall, almost a full inch below average. This allows for the robot to clean under low-lying, hard-to-reach places like under sofas and beds. It also comes with an extending side brush, which is rare at this price point. The brush can automatically extend out to sweep dirt and debris from corners, and it did dramatically improve corner coverage in our tests. Another pro was regarding the performance tests. The Eufy C10 did a good job with its main function of sweeping up debris of various sizes from both hard floors and carpets. There were no issues with its sweeping up of debris of all the types and sizes that we tested it with. The C10 also uses something they call Boost IQ, which is a system in which the robot senses carpets and automatically increases the robot's suction. This allows the robot to have more power for carpets where that power is needed the most, but then it automatically brings the power level down for hard floors where not as much power is needed, which saves battery life. And the C10 Pro is pretty good at carpet deep cleaning. In fact, in our carpet deep clean test, where we embed sand into medium pile carpets and measure how much the robot is able to remove on max power, the C10 performed much better than average, removing 86% of the sand, and that's a pretty impressive score. In fact, it's the 7th highest score we've ever seen. Another pro was related to its performance. In our pet hair pickup test, where we flattened 2.5 inches of pet hair on carpet, the C10 actually removed 100% of it, which is a huge standout feature of this model. It easily beat the average of 81% and massively outperformed the Roomba 105 Vac, which we've been comparing it with. A couple final pros. The robot itself has a generous internal dustbin, which is nearly double the average size, reducing the number of times it needs to empty at the dock during a run. Its app was also a pro, with zone cleaning, room selection, and integration with third-party voice controls. Also, notably, the C10 allows multi-level mapping and no-go zones in the app, features that can be hard to find on a robot at the budget tier. Before we move to the cons, I'll mention some things that are just average with the C10. With the 7-inch hair tangle test, it came out to be just slightly better than average with this, which is good but not great, although here again it did outperform the Roomba by a wide margin. Its battery efficiency was near average, which is not too bad considering that it's a budget model. Our estimated area that it could clean on a single charge was a bit below average, but still higher than the Roomba 105. It does have recharge and resume, so it will go back to charge and then return where it left off on the map, so it's not that big of a deal. Moving on to the cons, and the first thing I'll mention is its navigation system. It uses a simple single-point laser mounted in the front to map and navigate around, which is different than the spinning top-mounted LiDAR we've seen on more advanced robots, though it is similar to internal LiDAR systems that we've started to see more recently. And it's way more advanced than budget robots used to be, which either used random navigation or floor tracking only, both of which were really bad. So it is impressive when you look at how advanced it it is for the price. That being said, its navigation efficiency, that is how quickly it navigated around our test area, wasn't very good. It came in at a below average score and below the Roomba. So it will be a little slower and a little less smart than its more expensive competitors, but not by much. And as I said, it's way better than robots in this price range used to be. Another thing was that the C10's bench test scores for suction was below average, as was its airflow, but they weren't very low, so it was still alright for a robot at this tier. This is not really a con because you wouldn't expect it at this price point, but it does not have obstacle avoidance, so it can't see objects and navigate around them. The only reason I mention this is that you might think it does because of the way that its front-mounted laser is mounted, but it can't see obstacles, so you will have to move socks and chargers and other floor clutter that you don't want it to get stuck on before a cleaning run. In conclusion, the Eufy C10 is an affordable, vacuum-only robot with some of the most advanced hardware features we've seen on a model in this price range. It has an extending side brush, an auto-empty dustbin, an ultra-low profile for cleaning under furniture, and outstanding carpet cleaning performance. Users should note that its navigation won't be as good as the more expensive ones. It does not have obstacle avoidance, and of course, it does not have a mop. When we added up all the scores, the Eufy C10 currently ranks number 60 on a robot vacuum list, which isn't very bad considering its very low price. You can also check out the Vacuum Wars Top 20 Robot Vacuum list, which we keep updated regularly. Links in the description, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave. Thanks for watching. All of the links in the description are updated regularly to reflect our current favorite vacuums in multiple categories. You'll also find links to the Vacuum Wars website in the description, where we have more detailed lists of our favorite products, like our new Top 20 Robot Vacuums list, which is updated weekly.